Fantastic. How are you doing?
You know, better than I knew.
Excellent.
We've got all kinds of things going on. Looks like we're ready to rock and roll here. It is the top of the hour.
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, let's get started. Let's jump on this then. I think that timing is everything in so many ways. Let me just say this. Welcome to the LifeWave Business Opportunity Zoom call tonight. For those of you who have been invited to this call, this could be the best day of your life from a business standpoint and health as well. You know, let me just pose this question. We've all heard the concept, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And what if I told you about an insurance policy that you could take out on yourself, except have the true benefits of the best health you've ever had and get 10, 20, or 30 years prior in terms of how you felt at your maximum back? And by literally being also part of the cutting edge of one of the most dramatic, explosive, growing industries in the world, which is the stem cell industry, and having at the forefront an Einstein-level genius to run a company called LifeWave. David Schmidt is what I'm talking about. Started this company back in 2004, and we have with us tonight someone who's been with the company almost from the beginning, the top earner, and he's going to tell you about all the various patches that we started with, the excitement that is literally becoming a revolution and where people can hear about this, get a piece of it, and literally make a change for health and for wealth like they've never seen before. David, take it away.
Thanks, Merlin. And hi, everybody. Welcome to the call tonight. You know, a lot of us here tonight are here because of the X39, which is our new stem cell activating patch. But, you know, LifeWave started back in 2004 with the first patch, which was the energy enhancer patch. And this was made famous by the U.S. Women's Olympic swim team with Stanford University and also David Beckham. And this ended up on the front page of newspapers all over Europe when David Beckham took off his jersey after a game and exposed the patches. And that raised questions everywhere. And then we had the Women's Olympic swim team were actually accused of doping because they were wearing the energy enhancer patches during the Olympic swim trials. So this got the world and the U.S. anti-doping agencies involved, where they studied the patches, and they declared and wrote letters to LifeWave, which you can find on the website at lifewave.com. You can go to products and scroll down to science. You can find the letters there from the U.S. and the world anti-doping agencies that state there are no banned substances in the patches. The patches are non-transdermal and nothing enters the body. And from that point on, these patches have been used in the Olympics and in amateur sports, professional sports all around the world, and in schools too. It's been, you know, something that it's been a lot of people's secret weapons because they're basically worn under uniforms and usually hidden. Because they're used in sports on such a widespread basis, what happened was we kept getting reports at LifeWave that the people wearing the energy enhancer patches were finding pain relief from their sports injuries. And because of that, David Schmidt, the inventor, developed the IceWave patch for pain. And this patch is just absolutely incredible. Saved my wife and I from the last 16 years of using medication for our back pain. We both actually were in car accidents with chronic back pain before we got married. And ever since LifeWave was introduced, we've avoided using the drugs. So that's been great for us. And also, LifeWave came out with another patch called the AccuLife patch, and this is the same benefit as LifeWave, but this is for horses. AccuLife for horses for instant pain relief. And I'll tell you a little bit more later about the studies with the LifeWave patches. Next patch that LifeWave came out with, and these are all the photobiomodulation, phototherapy patches. Nothing enters the body. The same as the energy enhancers. And the Silent Nights patch, this simply elevates melatonin in the body to help you sleep at night. And the glutathione patch was made famous by Suzanne Summers. The glutathione is the body's master antioxidant that helps to detoxify cells in your body. And this is very important. It's contained in all the cells in your body. It decreases over time. You want to increase this naturally. Suzanne Summers, previous to LifeWave, was actually taking glutathione injections to stay young. And for those who don't know who Suzanne Summers is, she's a famous actor and also a best-selling author of many health books. And she's been a proponent of LifeWave for many, many years, since discovering the glutathione patch and talking about these all over North America on radio and television. So this simply elevates one patch, placed usually, I put them here, one patch in 24 hours has been found to elevate glutathione in the body naturally. Nothing enters the body. It naturally elevates glutathione by 300% in 24 hours, according to some studies. Then LifeWave came out with the Eon patch. It reduces inflammation throughout the body. Carnosine patch helps to repair cells in the body. All anti-aging patches. And the Alavita patch, simply this patch here, you put on the forehead or on the back of the neck. This activates the pineal gland that's in the center of the brain. Pineal gland actually it secretes about up to 150 different anti-aging substances. So this actually helps to not only improve the skin, but also has many other anti-aging properties. And in addition to that, Nirvana patch was introduced that helps improve the mood. So it's a mood enhancement product. But all of that led to the holy grail of patches, really the major accomplishment of David Schmidt's life up to this point, the inventor of LifeWave patches, and that is the X39 patch that elevates the GHK copper peptide in the body naturally, which is really the holy grail of health and healing and regeneration in the body. This has gone past anti-aging into regeneration. So instead of your bodies start to wear out, and our bodies are designed to regenerate and not degenerate. So how do you keep regenerating? And that's by keeping the levels of this GHK copper peptide. It's just a peptide is a protein. It keeps the level of this protein that attaches to copper. It's a very specialized protein in the body. This is really important. It's produced in the body. And when you're a child, you have an abundance of it. But by the time you're 60 years of age, it drops by 60%. And how do you keep these levels high and keep your body regenerating and not degenerating and basically falling apart? And that's by elevating the GHK copper peptide. And LifeWave is the only company in the world with the technology to do this naturally. In fact, there's no other treatment to elevate the GHK copper peptide in the body, even through injections or through supplements. There's nothing that's been approved for those purposes, because because of that, we really have the entire market. And the GHK copper peptide was discovered by Laurent Picard, PhD, in 1973. And this has been studied all over the world in universities by scientists and doctors all over the world. And they have found there's so much research that you can, and documentation. If you go to Google, type in GHK-CU, and you can find all kinds of studies. First thing comes up is Wikipedia and many other studies. And you'll see one of the major things that it does is it activates stem cells. So when you're in an accident, when you're a child and you get an injury, or as you get older, of course. But what happens is your body releases the GHK. It goes to the site of the injury and repairs it. It releases the stem cells, activates those, repairs the injury, and also the copper. In addition to that, even disinfects the injury. And one of the other things that is mentioned here is that in this book, this is the cover of the book, by the way, I just ripped it off, Resetting Your Genes to Health Today. It does much more than actually activate stem cells. It even helps to reset up to 3,000 genes in your body. Back to you, Merlin.
Thank you. Well, you know, what's interesting about this technology is that it really gives you the ability to create curiosity out there. We do not have a Me Too product. When you consider that you've got all the other weight loss and other supplemental things that are going on out there in the world, and we have the only game changer in the entire world that, again, will be able to create an insurance policy for anyone to be able to actually reactivate their stem cells, which is the core level for all the organs, systems, and functions of the body, so that you have the ability to literally get a big part of your life back. What a story. And so from a standpoint of the 3 E's, I call it, you know, when you consider that the stem cell industry really has been driven by injections and surgeries, is this easier to put on a patch? Of course it is. Is it less expensive? Of course it is. It's not $25,000 to go to Panama and rent a hotel or to fly down to Mexico for $2,000 for one injection. No, it's half the cost of a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks a day, right? $3 a day at the top end, or a couple of dollars if you want to talk about some of the other patches that David has just been talking about, which is the LifeWave and the other things. And so when you consider that you have the ability to help people to maximize their health, to be able to do this, and to be able to literally be on the forefront of taking advantage of what people think about most, which is their health, and to be able today to create a diversified income stream, right? A lot of people are stuck at home because of things that are going on that we all know out there, and we've got this monster at our heels. But guess what? We've got a computer, and for $25, which David will talk about later, you can get online, and that's your doorway to the world, to introduce them to the most incredible technology, to be able to have their participation in an incredible diversified income stream. And so that's really what you have here, is this opportunity. And then besides that, what you've got is again, something that is the most effective. It's not just about a knee or a shoulder or a back injury. You're talking about activating the body's entire stem cell network. And that's what's incredible about these patches. And so, you know, I got to share with you a personal, when I first heard about this, it came from a friend of mine who's a CPA, and from a carpal tunnel experience that he had in 3 days, he was able to, working on the computers all those years, you know, be able to kind of alleviate that. For me, I'm a pianist, and so to be able to actually have a similar experience where 90% of my pain went away just by having the X39 for 3 days, I was in. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. And so, you know, there's all kinds of testimonials. We're going to hear about one a little bit later, I think, from Leonard Hearn, I think, is going to be sharing with us a testimony in a little while. But in the meantime, I want to turn the time back to David and let you know this is an incredible opportunity. We are not a Me Too product. We have something that you can only get in one place right here, and you can share this world to the world from your computer for as little as $25. David?
Thank you. And Merlin, you know, I forgot to mention, you know, over the last 14, 15 years now, LifeWave has had over 80 clinical studies, and you can also find those at lifewave.com. Go to Products and Science, and they're there as well, along with the patents on the product, the patents on the X39, and on the technology. I mentioned a study, and this is really important just to validate the technology here. This is LifeWave's phototherapy technology, and so nothing enters the body. And this technology was actually studied in four hospitals by Dr. Pierre Volkmann, a world-renowned pain specialist in France, and also worked with the French government. And what he did was a double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized study with 100 patients with osteoarthritis pain. And this was conducted by doctors in 4 hospitals in France. And the results are spectacular. The results were over 95% of those patients that actually got the actual LifeWave patches and not the placebo, had over 95% had a reduction in pain in 10 minutes or less. Just absolutely extraordinary. And this is the kind of technology and that we have here. You know, it's the technology is not up for on trial anymore. And what we've got now is just breakthrough technology that is not seen anywhere else in the world. And this has created an opportunity for everybody looking at LifeWave to share this around the world, you know, in a market that's absolutely exploding, the stem cell market. But we've got something much better than that, you know, like Merlin was saying, which is much more effective at a much better price, at only $99.95 a month for the member cost, and also for the preferred customer cost as well. And we have the infrastructure in place with LifeWave, with manufacturing in the US and in Ireland. We have headquarters for North America in San Diego, headquarters for Europe in Galway, Ireland. And also we have 13 fulfillment centers, multilingual customer service, and you know, and everything is in place for you to really take this company, you know, and this opportunity to the world. LifeWave has really the best compensation plan for a global company, because this compensation plan pays to unlimited depth. So it's a 2-team plan, and for a global company, a company that just is growing so fast and spreading around the world, you know, you don't want a multi-level plan that only pays you down 6 levels or, you know, 7 levels or something like that. You want a plan that captures all volume to unlimited depth and doesn't flush, and all volume accumulates and benefits you and is credited to you and pays you weekly. And that's the way LifeWave pays. And you can get involved with LifeWave for as little as $25 for a website, and that does all the tracking for you. And you can send this website to people in over 100 countries around the world, and you just qualify one time where you are in your country, and that's only basically one on a monthly basis, just the sale of 1 pack of patches a month, or any of our patches, or purchase 1 pack of patches a month. So it's very, very easy to qualify. Your volume always keeps accumulating. So, and as your business grows with this plan, it's a 2-team plan. So your upline also helps you to build one of your teams. And because of that, it really is the best plan, like I said, for a global company. In addition to that, when you share the opportunity with other people, they can get started for as little as $25. We have different packages for $125, $300, $500 or more. And LifeWave pays you retail commissions and product introduction bonuses on a weekly basis as well, to your bank account or to your LifeWave pay card. So we've really got a phenomenal plan. And in addition to that, LifeWave even pays you matching bonuses on three generations of people that you refer. So whatever they earn on a weekly basis, LifeWave pays up to 65% in total on 3 generations on matching bonuses on their commissions. It's just an incredible plan. Back to you, Merlin.
Thank you. Well, you know, when you talk about timing, you see, and many times when you look at, I'm out here in Newport Beach, California, and lots were $25,000 to $50,000 a lot, you know, way back in the 70s, and, you know, for an acre and things like that. Of course, today they're like $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, depending on where you go. And it's all about timing, you know, and as sparsity happens and as things, you know, people get involved, suddenly, you know, that opportunity for your neighbor who knew somebody out in Georgia, who knew somebody out in Taiwan or out in the Philippines. And you see, when David was talking about how you go unlimited depth, we don't just go to the center of the earth, we bust all the way through and go to the other side. I mean, this is an opportunity where you can have a participation with people you've never met all over the world that is seamless and is connected. And that's what's amazing about this. You know, I was talking to somebody in LifeWave a while back who introduced somebody who actually knew somebody in Japan, and he was saying, "I can't believe it! All these people are showing up on my chart, and I've never met any of them, but I like them, you know, and they names he couldn't pronounce and so forth." That's the beauty of this plan, you see. And so here the company is. We're in what is called momentum right now. We started in 2004 in formulation. And when we got to about 2010 or 12, it got to concentration where more and more people got involved. Last year, you had a 300% growth factor. And that's because now we're going into this momentum trajectory, and it's now going to go through the roof and hit stability over the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. And that is right in cycle with what's happening with the stem cell industry. You see, the experts tell us that it was in 2017 at about 7 billion, and every 5 years it's going to double. So by 21, that'll be 14 billion, and by 26, that'll be 28 billion if it doubles in 5 years. And as a rising tide lifts all boats, here we are with the most popular option that people will have to participate, to activate stem cells, the least expensive, the most effective, and the easiest to use. And it's going to absolutely explode. And as we take advantage of that and be able to share this, what I would say to you is get positioned so that you can capture the distribution rights of people that you've never met all over the world that are going to introduce people that are going to experience the benefits. And there's that evangelical type. They just can't help it. They got to tell their neighbors, you know, and in other countries, it just goes crazy. I've experienced that in another company I was with, and it just went nuts. I know David is experiencing this all over the world with people. I guess a lot of them he's met because he's traveled around, but this is the beginning of a mass explosion. And so I would seriously suggest that, let's listen for a minute before I turn it over to a testimonial from Leonard Hearn. Leonard, are you with us real quick? And just kind of hear a little bit about what this is doing for some people with the X39. Go ahead, Leonard. Join us, please. Leonard, are you with us?
Let's see if Leonard's here. Leonard, are you there?
Hey,
Hello?
Leonard, can you unmute yourself?
I don't know if I see Leonard here.
Hold
It
on.
looks like maybe there's a number there, and maybe he's calling in or something. But if we can't get Leonard this time, we'll definitely get him next. John, did you have something?
Yeah, maybe Leonard can see me. Leonard,
Yeah.
he's calling Nancy. She's coming.
Okay. All righty. Well, while Leonard's getting that ready, let me just say this.
Ready. There he goes.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Hey, Leonard.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. And please share your
Great.
testimony.
yeah. I was just after Nancy and I moved from the Midwest to Bellingham, Washington. I could no longer type, and that's kind of a big deal because I was writing books on mathematics. I could no longer do programming and all that sort of stuff. So it was a real problem, and gosh, I guess it was about 6 months ago that John Bishop called me down to his studio and said, "Hey, look, why don't you go ahead and try this X39 and see how it works for you?" And it worked very well. And it was, I think it took me a total of 5 minutes for me. No more
That's
pain.
amazing. 5 minutes. That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, John knew how to apply the little patches, and so that worked fine. And it's gotten to a point where I only put the patches on when I know I'm going to have pain. That I don't have pain.
That's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, it works really well, and I like it because it's not making me dopey.
There you go. You don't need any drugs. You just use the body's light to take care of the pain.
Exactly. That's the you know, I've got a lot of friends that are academics, and we tend not to like ingesting pharmaceuticals if we can avoid it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that testimony. That's very exciting that you've been able to take care of that carpal tunnel problem just by wearing the patch. And you're one of several thousand and soon to be millions out there. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Leonard. I'll just share my testimonial really quickly. I had cracked my kneecap right up the middle back several years ago, and it was always painful for me in my right knee to run or use an elliptical machine or a treadmill. And after my 4th week wearing the X39 patch, just putting it for 12 hours a day below my belly button, by the 4th week, that pain went away in my knee, and that's never come back. Just incredible. And since then, I've had other health benefits as well. I had some hip pain that a couple months after that went away, and that hasn't come back. And my hair's got a little darker, and a lot of other, health improvements. My wife was actually bedridden with severe joint pain, and within 25 days after wearing the X39 every night, she put it on at 10 o'clock at night, took it off the next day, and after 25 days, she had her life back. I had my wife back, and she was, cooking and cleaning and driving again. And prior to the X39, she was bedridden. I actually had to dress her and bring her to the couch and do everything for her. And what an incredible change with the X39. We will never stop wearing this patch. Back to you, Merlin.
Thank you so much. Well, with that, let me just say this. I mean, I think that there's right and then there's almost right. And what I would say in this situation here, if we could do what Walt Disney did, which is to have the ability to create curiosity and to be able to have the courage to share something with confidence. Those are the 3 C's that he did, something that is absolutely remarkable out there, which is this phototherapy system. Well, what we'll find is that if you position yourself so that you can capture distribution rights, so that you can get a piece of the action, that as this blows up and grows worldwide, that you're growing right along with it. It'll be the most fantastic thing that you could do from a timing standpoint, from a health, from a wellness, and a wealth standpoint for you and for all of your loved ones. And so I would say get back with the person that brought you on this call. Look at freedom from aging. Here we are in this independent month right now. You can literally become financially independent if you position yourself, if you capture those distribution rights by sharing it, and all the credible clinicals that we have, all of the team that we have surrounding us to be able to come on from a medical and a health standpoint and verify the U.S. patent, how that works with these nanocrystals come in and they create a wavelength for all the various health challenges, whether it's sleep, pain, glutathione, energy, or the big one, which is to activate the stem cells, which takes care of everything else. And so get back with the person that brought you on this call. They obviously thought a lot of you and of your influence and you as a person to share this with you. And gosh, we look forward to ride the wave together, and we will see you on Thursday night. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Merlin. The only product with the 90-day satisfaction guarantee that I know of in the health industry. 90-day satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Thanks, everybody.
All righty.